Najib Razak, or his full name Datuk Seri Haji Muhammad Najib bin Tun Haji Abdul Razak, was the 6th Prime Minister of Malaysia from 3 April 2009 to 9 May 2018. Najib was born in Kuala Lipis, Pahang on 23 July 1953. He is the eldest son of Malaysia's second Prime Minister, Tun Abdul Razak Hussein and Tun Rahatan Sri Noah. In 1976, Najib Razak married Tengku Puteri Zainah Tengku Iskandar and they had 3 children, namely Muhammad Nizar Najib, Muhammad Nazifuddin Najib and Puteri Nurlisa Najib. The marriage ended in divorce in 1987. In the same year, he married Datin Seri Rosmah Mansur and together they had 2 more children, namely Noryana Najwa Najib and Muhammad Nur Ashman Najib. Najib received his secondary and primary education at St. John Institution located in the capital city Kuala Lumpur. He later continued his education at Malvern College in England. After completing his secondary education, Najib pursued his higher education at the University of Nottingham, United Kingdom, and he graduated with a bachelor degree in industrial economics in 1974.
In political parties, Najib Razak began his political career at a young age and steadily rose through the rank of UMNO, Malaysia's leading political party. He became the UMNO Youth Chief from 1987 to 1993, marking his early leadership role in national politics. Later, he was appointed as Deputy President of UMNO in 2004 and eventually served as the President of UMNO from 2009 to 2018. He was also a long-serving Member of Parliament for Pekan Pahang, first from 1976 to 1982 and then again from 1986 to 2022, representing his hometown for more than 3 decades. Alongside his party leadership, he was also the chairman of Barisan Nasional during his time as Prime Minister. In government, Najib held various ministerial roles throughout the year, starting as Deputy Minister in the early 1980s and later serving in key portfolios such as Minister of Youth and Sport from 1986 to 1990, Minister of Education from 1995 to 1999, and Minister of Defence, a position he held twice, first from 1992 to 1995 and again from 1999 to 2008. From 2008 to 2018, he also served as Malaysian Minister of Finance, overseeing the country economic planning and national budget. But his most notable role came into 2009 when he was appointed as the 6th Prime Minister of Malaysia, a position he held until 2018. As the Prime Minister, Najib introduced several major reforms and national programs which earned him the title of Father of Transformation. Why he became the father of transformation? It's because his administration was known for launching key initiatives such as the Government Transformation Program (GTP), the Economic Transformation Program (ETP), political and social reforms, and the introduction of One Malaysia concept aimed at promoting unity and inclusiveness among Malaysians.
When Najib Razak became a Prime Minister in 2009, his vision was to transform Malaysia from a resource-based economy to a high-income and innovation-driven economy. In March 2010, he launched the new economic model, NEM. The target was ambitious, to achieve RM49,500 per capita income by the year 2020. But this wasn't just about numbers, it was about creating a better life for Malaysians. The NEM had 3 main pillars. The first one is high income, to improve the salary, job quality and the productivity. For the second one is inclusiveness, to ensure the benefit reach everyone, including the poor and the rural population. The number 3 is sustainability, balanced development with the environmental protection. To implement this, Najib introduced the Economic Transformation Program (ETP), the Government Transformation Program (GTP). These were large-scale strategic national projects. Let me explain them in more detail. Goods and Services Tax (GST), a new revenue strategy for Malaysia. It was introduced to broaden the tax base, make the tax collection more efficient, and stabilize the national budget. In its first year, GST was collected over RM37.6 billion, that's more than 10 billion above the initial target by the Ministry of Finance 2017. And where did the money go? It was used for the building better public infrastructure, funding education and university, supporting government hospitals. Let's look deeper into ETP that is launched in September 2010. It focuses on 12 national key economic area and key EAS such as oil and gas, tourism, electronic and electrical, education, healthcare, financial services and more. The ETP introduced public-private partnership, invited foreign investment and emphasized job creation. One of the biggest infrastructure projects under ETP was the MRT Sungai Buloh Kajang line. This 40-kilometer MRT line had 31 stations and connected major part of Greater Kuala Lumpur. It helped to reduce traffic congestion, boost public transport usage, created transit-oriented business development, with RM55 billion in private investment. ETP also encouraged growth in the new industry like the data center sector, which doubled in size from 2008 to 2012. Now, let's discuss about the GTP, which Government Transformation Program, which focus on improving the government efficiencies and public service delivery. Launched in January 2010, it targeted 7 key areas including crime reduction, anti-corruption, rural development, urban public transport, education, low-income household. To fight crime, the government installed 500 CCTVs in a hotspot. To reduce corruption, they introduced online procurement system. Whistleblower Protection Act 2010, this improved transparency and Malaysia's international ranking in corruption index. For public transport improved significantly in just 1 year. From 2010 to 2011, daily public transport usage increased by 36%. GTP slogan was One Malaysia, People First, Performance Now.
Under the leadership of Datuk Seri Najib Tun Abdul Razak, the One Malaysia concept was introduced in 2009 to strengthen national unity and promote inclusiveness and mutual respect among Malaysians of all races and religions. To support this vision, Najib introduced several key initiatives focused on public welfare, economic development and social equity. One of the main initiatives was Kedai Rakyat Satu Malaysia, KRIM, launched in 2011. It aimed to reduce the cost of living by offering daily essentials at affordable prices for low-income families. Another significant program was Bantuan Rakyat Satu Malaysia, BRIM, which provided direct cash aid to low and middle-income households. It helped ease financial burdens and stimulated local spending. The next one is Clinic One Malaysia was introduced to improve access to basic healthcare by offering medical services at just RM1 only for Malaysians. These clinics operated daily, including weekends, and were located in easily accessible areas, helping to reduce hospital congestion and serve underprivileged communities. Lastly is the Prima One Malaysia People's Housing Program, focused on providing affordable housing for middle-income earners who were unable to afford private housing. It offered quality homes in urban areas, aiming to make home ownership more accessible and improve Malaysia's standard of living.
Implications of Najib leadership. First, economy and infrastructure development. Introduce NEM, New Economic Model, and ETP, Economic Transformation Program for Modernization. Aim to attract foreign investment. Launch MRT Pemborneo Highway to boost connectivity. Help position Malaysia toward high income status. Second, social welfare and public service. BRIM provide a financial aid to low-income group. One Malaysia clinics increase access to basic healthcare. Expand the service to underserved rural communities. Lastly is a corruption and governance issues. One MDB scandal undermined trust in government. Question rise about the transparency and institutional integrity, sparked national protests and demand for reforms. Next is challenges during Najib's tenure. First, one MDB corruption scandal, allegation of embezzlement and money laundering, short trust, financial governance and rule of law, triggered both local and international investigation. Second, political accountability and media freedom, suppression of political opposition and critics, limited press conference raised concern about democracy and centralized control weakened institutional checks and balance. Lastly is economic disparities. Despite growth, urban-rural inequality persists. Income gap affect social cohesion and trust. Rural development lag behind urban modernizations. Next is overall impact of Najib's reign. First, economic transformation elevates Malaysia's infrastructure and modernization profile, stimulate key sectors, transportation, construction and finance. Second is institutional crisis, erosion of public trust in leadership and institution. 1MDB scandal affect global confidence in Malaysia. Third is political shift, historic electoral defeat 2018 of ruling party, pave way for new discussion on reform and transparency. Lastly is long-term lesson, importance of balancing in development with good governance, need for stronger oversight and institutional independence. The end of the video is conclusion for Najib Razak legacy. First, economic achievements, introduce major reforms, NEM, new economic model and ETP economic transformation program, boost economic growth and modernization, lead large infrastructure project MRT and Port Borneo Highway. Second, governance failure, leadership tainted by the 1MDB scandal, public trust severely damaged, rise global concern about the corruption and accountability. Third is mixed legacy, balance between economic success and governance issues. Reform lacked a full impact due to leadership credibility crisis. Lastly is a path forward for Malaysia. Future leaders must build on reforms, address a systematic corruption, improve accountability, strengthen institutional transparency and public confidence.